as some of you said. Now, during this first session, we'll discuss the Prevent T2 program. We'll talk about the program's goals and structure and the basics of type 2 diabetes. Now, the program by CDC is really for a year. I know I'm not able to do it with you as a church, but I will share information with Dr. Green so that she could share with you. So the first 6 months of the year, we meet every week. It's a weekly class for the first 6 months, and we look at different topics. Then we go into 2 weeks, then a month. So it really lasts for 1 whole year. So let's start with the overview of the program. Prevent T2 is designed for people with pre-diabetes. It is also for people who are high risk for type 2 diabetes and to lower their risk. Dr. Green gave you a form, and if you look on page 2, there is some information there about pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes means that your blood sugar is higher than normal, but it's not high enough for type 2 diabetes. More than 1 in 3 adults, American adults, has pre-diabetes. 9 out of 10 people with pre-diabetes don't know they have it. So sometimes we're walking around thinking we're very healthy, especially if we do not go to the doctor on a regular basis. And we could have diabetes, or we could be pre-diabetic. If you have pre-diabetes, you are more likely to get diabetes, heart disease, stroke. The good news is that losing weight and being active can cut your risk of type 2 diabetes in half. We're going to talk about the goals of this program. Prevent T2 goals on page 3. Prevent T2 is a year-long program. It is designed for people with pre-diabetes. It is also for people who are at high risk for type 2 diabetes and want to lower their risk. By the end of the first 6 months, your goal is to lose at least 5 to 7% of your starting weight. And I hope everybody knows his or her weight. You get at least 150 minutes of physical activity each week. By the end of the second 6 months, your goal is to keep off the weight you have lost, keep working toward your goal weight if you haven't reached it, lose more weight if you wish, and keep getting at least 150 minutes of activity each week. Now, I know some of you might be saying, how can I get 150 minutes of activity when I am so busy? Lady, I live in New York. I have to work to pay my mortgage. I have to do this and I have to do that. But again, if you do not take care of your health, you will not be able to do all the other things. This is easy. As Dr. Green told you earlier, whenever I go home every evening, I go for a walk. It can be very dark at times and very cold. But I do my layers, and I have my boots, and I have all my clothes. You will not recognize me on the road walking because I don't look this way. But when I'm done, I get a good sweat, and when I come home, I'm able to sleep well. I have also seen where the exercise has helped me. I have been hypertensive since my 20s. My mother has 7 children. And from what we know, 5 of us are hypertensive. So, hypertensive is high blood pressure. So the normal reading is 120/70. Some people say 120/80. So I was on several tablets for hypertension. So I'm just going off the diabetes, but I'm just going to tell you about the value of exercise or being active. So I said to myself, I'm done. I'm tired of taking all these tablets, and this doctor keeps adding up to me. When my husband was alive, he said, you keep adding tablets to my wife. Is there nothing else? He said, oh, she got to lose weight. So my husband said, lose weight off of what? She ain't got much weight to lose. He said, she has to become active. At that time, I was not doing daily exercise. It was something that I did sporadically, on and off. But when he said that, I said, okay, if that's what he says can happen, I'm going to prove him wrong. I'm going to get off these tablets. So I started vigorously exercising. In the mornings, I did 1 hour. So I live at East 51st Street in Brooklyn, and I walk on Kings Highway right down to Kings Plaza, right up on Ralph Avenue, and come back. Sometimes I walk from where I live to Seaview Park, and I go out to Shirley Chisholm Park, and I walk it back. And I do it in the evenings. So then when I started taking my blood pressure, because sometimes I felt a little way, so I realized that the blood pressure was falling. So I went to the doctor and I told him, and he said, what have you changed? I said, I've changed what I'm eating, and I've started exercising every single day. So he took me off 1 tablet. And then he said, okay, let's try and see how you manage with the others. Then when I went back again, he said, you have not taken any blood pressure medicine since morning, and it's like 110/70, and now it's like 4 o'clock. So you know what? I'll have to take this one away. So I'm going to keep you on just this one. And I want to share something that happened with you, and happened to me just this week. So I had to do a quick trip to Jamaica last week, Thursday, and I came back on Monday, but it was business. So I did not get to walk on Thursday, did not get to walk on Friday because I was on the road doing business, and then Sabbath came. I was at church all day Sabbath. Sunday, I had running up and down again, seeing my family members. Monday, 2 hours on the road to run, and then to the airport. Tell me what happened to me when I came back to New York with my blood. I noticed when I was in Jamaica and I took the blood pressure. Tell me what you think happened. It started going up, and I'm saying, but I'm not eating anything for my blood pressure to be up. The only thing I know I ate differently in Jamaica was I had chicken, and I haven't had any chicken for a while. But that's what I was staying with my sister, and that was the protein that they had. So you have to be respectful to people. You go to their yard, So I had the chicken, but then I noticed that the blood pressure was creeping back up on me. And I lie down one night and I said, Lord, what is going on here? I'm not going back on this medication, I'm not going there. Tell me what happened. And bam, a voice said to me, you have not been exercised. So you know what I did, right? Put my foot back in my hand, and there I was. Even coming home late, and in the night in the rain, I am there. Sometimes I jog, sometimes I walk. If I'm too tired, because Dr. Green has a lot of work to give me to do. So sometimes I can't jog, but I walk. So I'm telling you, get your 150 minutes of activity every single day. You don't have to do it every day. Don't do me. Don't do an hour like me. If you do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon for 5 days, that's 30 minutes each day, you get your 150. And if you have more time and you are able to do it more, when I come back, I want you to tell me if you have not seen an improvement in both your blood pressure, in your sugar level, and also in your weight. Another thing I want to encourage you, if you are pre-diabetic or you're diabetic, make water your best friend. The water flushes, especially if you are taking medication. The water is going to flush your system, flush your organs, and it's going to radiate on your face. It's going to show on in your body, on your body. It's going to show. God has made us as very important beings. We're going to honor him the way we take care of our bodies. Now, so by the end of the 6 months, your goal is to keep the weight off that you have lost. As I say, some of us may not have any weight to lose, but keep working towards your goal weight, or to maintain, as they say. As we learn in other sessions, we'll talk about maintaining your weight. Lose more weight if you wish, and keep getting at least 150 minutes of activity each week. Another thing to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes is that losing weight can ease sleep problems, arthritis, and depression. It lowers your blood pressure and your cholesterol level, and it makes you feel better about yourself. I want to share about my son. So my son is kind of chunky like my late husband. And he said, Mom, I wish I had your family's gene. I said, boy, God give you what he wants to give you. Your bones are well covered. Don't worry yourself about that. Just make sure that you eat properly and you take care of yourself. So when his dad died, he became a little worried about me. And then that started affecting his sleep. He started eating wrong and packing on more weight. So I encouraged him and I said to him, Junior, you need to go back to doing your exercise. Praise God. He has seen how the exercise, the activity has been helping him. Now, if you are not able to exercise, because I don't do gym, I do road. So I do my exercise on the road. Some of you may go to gym. If you're not able to go to the gym, or you're not able to go on the road like myself, what else could you do to gain some activities? Yes, boys. Huh? Very good. So what are some exercises you could do in your house? Push-ups, okay, sir. Jumping jacks, oh yeah. Huh? Layups? What's a layups? Teach me. What's a layup? Oh, basketball. Oh, I didn't know. In the house?
In my house?
You can do that in your house?
Yes.
Ooh, you got a big house. Cool. All right.
I got a big house.
All right. Thank you. So, for example, as I said, what does losing 5 to 7% of your starting weight means? It means losing 5 to 7 pounds for every 100 pounds you weigh. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you would lose 10 to 14 pounds. Some of the young men were talking about some of the exercise. We could do biking, those of us who could ride, brisk walking, and the CDC suggests dancing. I don't know if my saints dance, but they suggest that as a form of exercise. Now, usually when we do the program on a regular basis, we will start where every week you record your weight and your activity for every 30, your activity minutes. So this helps you to keep track of your progress. Yes, Pastor? Yes, just give me a, yes, I'm almost finished with it. Yes, sir. Sure, I will do that. So as we get more activity or get more active, it gives you more energy. And Dr. Green could tell you, I think for my age, when I remember I went to the doctor, I think it was last year, just before I went to Texas, doc, for the holidays, like about June. Yeah, about June. And he said to me, how are you doing today? And I said, I'm doing well. He said, okay. He said, how do you feel? I said, I feel like I'm 30 years old. He laughed. He said, I need to get you here to talk to my patients. And he said, why do you feel like that age? I said, maybe because I'm able to do a lot of activities. And I'm telling you, when you start out at first, I'm not going to lie to you. It might be the hardest thing for you because you're going to feel pain where you have never felt pain and you're wondering if you really this is worth it. But you see, as you do it, the pain goes away. Also, before you start exercise, even if it is simple walking, do your stretches. You do your simple stretches. Do your simple stretches so you do not get injured as you do your exercise. As we said, it helps you sleep better. It improves your memory, your balance, and your flexibility. It lifts your mood. You see those 150 minutes of exercise lifts your mood. People will see you and think, they ask you, what did you put in your coffee this morning? You know, I don't drink coffee. But where you get your energy? The walking does, the activity. Even the activities, you ladies, when we are tidying our houses and we are doing some activity, they're doing it, okay? It, as we said, it lowers your risk of heart attack and stroke, and it lowers your stress level and strengthens your muscles. Yes, sir, you may turn. Thank you. When we get further, we'll also talk about eating well, being active, and changing your lifestyle. So we're going to talk about, just in case you are now you type 2 diabetic. I know some of us, if we hear diabetes, we think it's the end of the world. We get depressed. But did you know it's reversible? I did not hear a word. Usually when I present it, somebody in there would say, oh yeah, I heard of it. Just think of you being that person, if you are diabetic, who's going to work towards reversing diabetes and throw away all the tablets that the doctor given you. But it comes with discipline. It comes with discipline. So as I said earlier, the goal of this program is to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. So we are on page 4. And it says, when you eat, your body breaks down food into glucose, a type of sugar. In people without type 2 diabetes, a hormone called insulin helps sugar leave the blood and enters the cells. This gives the cell energy. Have you ever eaten a nice bowl of rice and some chicken or whatever protein, or some dumpling and banana and yam and sweet potato? What happens to you after? You're tired like some old taxi. Tired. We say you have niggeritis. You fall asleep right away. Do you know why that happens? The glucose level went way up because of all that starch. Unfortunately for us who are of Caribbean descent, especially Jamaicans, we are used to our plates Yeah. We are used to we plate, pack up a whole heap of dumpling and banana and cassava and heavy starch. And one little piece of chicken on the top. And then we eat and we eat and we eat. And we put the little piece of chicken at the side, so. And we full with belly. All the starch. And the little piece of chicken neck here, so. That protein is so important. And if you had a little bit more protein and less of the carbohydrate, you would have more energy to do what you are doing. As Dr. Green shared with you how I eat, I'm telling you the truth. I'm in the house of God. I ain't got no time to tell you no lie. I used to eat like a man. Do you know what that means? What does that mean? If you see my plate, you said, my God, lady, you can eat that. I remember when I was in District 32. So I used to take my breakfast to school in the morning. One morning, this special ed teacher came and she saw my breakfast and she went and she spread my business over the whole school. If you ever see Rodney's food for breakfast, she's like a man. A big old plate, and the woman just backs it off like she smelled, like she just sniffed it. So I used to eat a lot in the mornings, and then I eat in the lunchtime, but I did not eat dinner because I was still kind of full. So I would drink just like a little soursop leaf tea and maybe 2 crackers if I feel for it, because I was my stomach. But now, since I've been a diabetic lifestyle coach since I think 2017, I think. So I have changed my eating. So I do fruits and I do vegetables a lot, and I use oatmeal. Now, you have to know your body. So although I'm supposed to be focusing on 150 minutes, I'm doing more than one session at once. So I'm talking about meals. Get active to prevent type 2. That's going to be a second one. Track your activity. Eat well to prevent, and track your food. So I'm going to do a few in one. So a lot of times diabetics also have problem with cholesterol level. Oatmeal is one of those things that is recommended to have if your body is able to tolerate it and helps with your cholesterol level. So I will just share simply what usually my breakfast is. I also went to a lifestyle change clinic, and they told me that research says that we should eat our vegetables and our fruits on empty stomach so it does not get fermented. So in the morning, I take maybe 1 or 2 fruits on my empty stomach, but I drink a lot of water. And I normally do oatmeal, so I no longer cook my oatmeal. I use almond milk. I don't use cow's milk. I use just plant-based. So I do almond milk. I blend it with blueberries, strawberries, ripe banana. If you are diabetic, you have to be careful with your portion and how sweet you are making it. Because some of us, we get used to the taste. But if we continue to practice to do without all those sweetness, after a while, our palate changes. So when something is sweet, for me, as soon as I get it, or it's salty, I said, my God, this is so sweet. Oh my God, this is so salty. But it helps us to get better. Now, in people with type 2 diabetes, the insulin level does not work, or it doesn't use, the body doesn't use the insulin as well. That's why when you eat that big plate of rice or starch, you feel so, as we would say in Jamaica, logo logo. So you just like fall asleep because your blood sugar was spiked. Your insulin is not working. So sugar builds up in the blood instead of going into the cells, and the cells don't get enough energy. Now, type 2 diabetes can harm you. Heart and blood vessels, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes. God forbid. It also gives you nerves problem. Kidneys, which can lead to kidney failure. Eyes, which can lead to blindness. Feet, which can lead to amputation, gums, and skin. There are many diabetics who can live healthy life if they change their lifestyle. So my younger brother, by a year, he was a juvenile diabetic from he was 16 years old. Unfortunately for us, we did not have the information that I have now about diabetics. All we knew was that he had to look himself every day. My brother would give himself his insulin without eating, did not know that that was damaging his body, his cells. Unfortunately for him, the diabetes got out of control. He lived in the country, and you would think that living in the country, he would make more use of plant-based stuff, but he didn't. So we lived in Kingston at the time, and we would buy the vegetables and send over. But when we go to look for him, all those vegetables were still in the fridge or has rotten. Dr. Green told you, I eat a lot of vegetables. If we eat our salads on our empty stomach, and that's an experiment I'm going to encourage us to try. Eat our vegetables on an empty stomach and tell me if you can eat a lot of carbohydrates. That vegetable, it's like it fills you up. You agree with me? Thank you. It fills you up. It also gives you a lot of liquids. If you can do it without all these salad dressing, try it. Use a little olive oil on it, or squeeze a little lemon juice on it, and that way you'll eat it. I know you're gonna say, lady, that's gonna taste bad. But again, it will taste delicious, and after a while, you don't miss the salad dressing, because the salad dressing is also going to spike your blood pressure. And they say diabetes and high blood pressure are brother and sister. So they go together. So if you can get rid of both of them, do it one. It's a one-shot deal. One-shot deal. Yes, ma'am. You cannot eat the salad. The dressing. What kind of dressing do you recommend? That's a good one. Vinegar. What word? Yes, that same one. They recommend that one. Yes, and also you don't do that much. You don't do that much then. And if you can't eat it with, but listen to me, Dr. Green. You know, can't is not in our vocabulary. We can't do it, you know. But for the time being, until you wean yourself, you put a little bit and you mix it up. So it's on everything. Yes, sir. Your hand was up.
What about the salad? What about salad tomato? What effect does that have on side effect?
What do you mean?
Salad tomato. You know, you're
Yes.
talking about salad. So if you eat a lot of that, what it do to you?
It's a product. It's a vegetable, and it gives you lycopene, which they say is good for men.
Yeah,
So it's just a part. Okay, so a lot of us who are Jamaicans, when I was growing up, you talk about salad. That's all me did know. Then get some cabbage or Sunday there with some tomato, and then scrape like a carrot on it. So that's what you mean, sir?
well,
I'm not sure.
Diabetes like you, the expert, said that it have too much
Okay, sir, as I told you before, I'm not a medical person. I'm not a medical person. I'm a diabetic lifestyle coach. So I am dealing with changes in order to improve our health. I'm so sorry. But some people are not in everything that we do, we know that our bodies tolerate different things. Our bodies tolerate different things. Just a minute, sir. So, type 2 diabetes, it's not a life sentence, but it's not something to play with because it affects your eyes, your nerves, your kidneys, your heart, your gums, and your skin and your feet. With Leighton, that's my brother, my younger brother, he died at 33 years old. He had renal failure. His heart was messed up. Just everything. So do the lifestyle change. After you do the lifestyle change, you feel different in your body. I was an athlete when I was younger, so I used to be moving a lot. But then when I stopped moving, I became, as would I say, logo. I never had the energy. But when I did the changes of the food that I eat and how I eat my food, I noticed that my energy level was different. My mind was sharper. Everything became different. Now, you are more likely to get type 2 diabetes if you are too heavy, overweight, or obese. You spend a lot of time sitting or lying down. You know, nowadays, everybody rich America, You know, we don't walk nowhere again, right? Everybody have to drive. Even if you the shop down there, so you have to drive. My son said, Mommy, everywhere you walk, you have a parent or a sibling with type 2 diabetes. You're African American, Hispanic, Native American, or Asian American. You're 45 years older. You are 45 or older. This may be because people tend to be less active and gain weight as they age. But type 2 diabetes is also on the rise among young people. It's no longer old people disease. Young people having it now too. If you had diabetes while you were pregnant, or you had a called gestational diabetes. Now any question? Yes.
It's not diabetes that has the problem with salad. It's what do you call it? Arthritis. They say if you have arthritis, then you can cut down on that tomato, but not diabetes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't know that. All right. So we quickly run to our 6-month goals. As I said, we do the first 6 months. Now, we said we are going to get at least 150 minutes of activity each week at a moderate pace. So when they say moderate pace, you should be able to breathe. So if you want the exercise to have any effect on your body, you can't walk. You're not getting nothing out of that. Trust me. You're not getting, you need to get your heart pumping. Move your body. Don't be afraid to move your body. Before you set your 6-month goal, you need to decide what percentage of your starting weight to lose. Now, there is on page 5 your 6-month goals. It's right here. In the next 6 months, you will get at least 150 minutes of activity each week. Then you will put your weight. In the next 6 months, you write how much you want to lose, your 5 to 6 or 7% of your body weight. If you look at the back of your paper on page 7, those of you who have page 7, the weight loss by the numbers. So you could look at how much you weigh Okay, right. Thank you. You look at how much you weigh, what your 5, your 6 or 7% will be. You write it there. Then you're going to track how much pounds you lose and then where you reach. Any question? So I'm going to run along quick so that we could finish up soon. So with this, you will be able to find your starting weight, right? Everybody, the weight is there somewhere. And find your 7, your 5, your 6, or your 7% and how much you want to lose. And then you're going to do your subtraction and so on. Now, Pastor, I want to look at something called the action plan. And the action plan is something that we're going to do every single week. So to help us succeed in this program, you will make a new action plan at each session. As I said, it's supposed to be a weekly thing. I'm not going to be here, but you will be able to do that. As you make your action plan, you have to keep 6 things in mind. 1, be realistic. Plan actions that are realistic for you. So I am not a gym person, but the other day I was coming home too late. So I said I was going to try the gym. A co-worker of mine, Dr. Green knows her, she was going to the gym during her lunchtime. So we talked about it and we decided to go to the gym. You know what? That one not going to work for me because my lunchtime is different. My lunchtime fluctuates because she has set lunchtime. I'm not in the classroom. As Dr. Green said, I'm the coach. So if Dr. Green or the principal wants me to do something or we're in a meeting, it is going to be hard for me to say, oh, no, I can't stay. I got to go to gym. So setting a goal like that is not realistic for me. I cannot do gym. So my realistic plan for my 150 minutes, girl, weekends, you go walk in the morning and walk in the night. When you come from work, you go walk. 2, make it doable. Plan small changes. Over time, these changes will add up. As I said, do not start out to walk, try to walk for 1 hour the first time. Say, Lord, I'm going to try 15 minutes. And if you feel your body telling you can't do more than 15, go a little bit more. Just take it at increments. Number 3. So let me just ask, what are some realistic actions that you could take to get 150 minutes? What are some things you could do? Use this. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Somebody said that. Yeah. Oh, you're good. You're strong. Stairs no easy at all, you know, sis. We blow like a trumpet. Mercy. I remember when I was teaching in Bushwick, I was teaching 2nd grade. And oh my God, those little children, poor little thing. So when we're going up the 4th floor to the science lab, so I send them 1 stairs and then I run up the next stair. When I reach up, they say, oh God, Miss Radley, how did you reach up here so quick? Oh my God, I'm tired. I said, 2nd grade, you know, 2nd grade. But I'm going to be honest, the stairs not so good. I can't manage it. So I will do it, but man, it takes a lot. But it will push you and it gets your heart pumping. Very good. Anybody else? Yes, sis. Huh? A treadmill. Okay, very good. You have your treadmill in your house. Use it. Yes, sir. Peloton, that's it. The basketball again? Bike? Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Basketball? Okay. You have right. If you got your little bike. Yeah, good. Yes, next green. Oh, yeah, you're right, you know, sir. You're right about that. That's a good one. I don't know if it's Ethan or that's Ethan. Yes, yes, you do that for a while. You do that for a while. Yes. And you time yourself. You keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. Yes. That's a very good one to do at home. Awesome. Next. Any more? All right, so we move on. 3, be specific. Plan your actions in detail. Decide what will you do. Not what your neighbor will do, but what you will do. Where will you do it? When will you do it? And how long you will do it. We are planning for success. Another thing to keep in mind to make your action plan is 4, be flexible. Review your action plan often. Look for ways to cope with challenges. If your action plan isn't working for you, revise it. So, if you can't do the push-ups because you start having some back problem, try something else. 5, focus on behaviors. For instance, you can control how many pounds you lose by focusing on your actions, such as what you eat and how active you are. Again, I'm going to say to us as Black people, yeah, and I'm using the word Black because I'm Black too. Stop eating all of them wolipa, dumpling, and cassava, and sweet potato, as my mother does say. In one meal. You are recommended, and I'm just doing everything in one, your plate, half of your plate should be your veggie. Quarter should be your starch. So you must have only one starch, one little Irish potato, or one little sweet potato. And then the other quarter is going to be your protein. If you are able to do plant-based it would be even better, because especially with what they're doing now with the meat. But if you can't, still eat your protein, but make your vegetable your best friend. Let's cook. You can do it. Do it that way. If you don't have to cook it, don't cook it. Okay? Make whatever you are doing enjoyable to lose the weight. Change doesn't have to be painful. It can be fun. So find activities and healthy foods that you enjoy. Again, I say, find things that are enjoyable. And that's what your action plan will look like. And then when you have done it, you will check off that I've done it. What will I do? Where will I do it? When will I do it? And so on. Action plan 1, action plan 2, action plan 3. So remember your action: realistic, doable, specific, and flexible. Any question? I am about to wrap up. There's also something, Pastor, known as your log. Pastor, could you show us the log, please? I sent it when I sent the action plan. All right, so I'm going to explain to you. The log is simply that it keeps a record of your activity each time. There it is. So your fitness log records the activities you do on a daily basis. When we do the program, you meet back with us as coach, we usually go over it with you. We said, okay, you started out at 158 pounds. Wow, we notice you are now at 153. You have lost 5 pounds. How many minutes you have done, and all the details about your activity. This fitness log also helps you to understand which activities work better on you losing the weight. As I say, God, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So if you have lost all the weight that God wants you to lose, don't fret and think you're going to like a cow in a pasture. You are going to do what we call maintenance weight. So you keep maintaining your body and you tone up your muscles and all of those things, and you keep the heart rate pumping well. Sometimes if you go to the cardiologist, he will say you need to get the heart rate working or moving. So I've more or less covered what I should have covered in the first session, along with other things. So the program's goal and the structure, the basics of type 2 diabetes. And as I said, the next time around, we would look at how we are going to get active to prevent T2. You don't have to wait on me or Dr. Green or Pastor Green to become active. There are lots of ways that we can become active. Say to yourself, make that a pledge. You know what I noticed about white people that different from us? Exercise is something that they put into their schedule. I don't know how many of you work with white people. So you say, like, oh, you have lunchtime from 11:12 to 11:50, and you say, okay, that's my lunch. They have a schedule in it that they say, this is my time that I'm going to do exercise during their day, every single day. Whether they're going to wake up, we have one of our teachers at school. He wakes up at 4 a.m. every morning. He lives in Long Island and runs 3 miles every single morning. So if he does that, he makes it a part of his day. Why you and I can't make it a part of our day? We want to live long and healthy, right? Yes. You want to take medicine? No. You want to take tablets? No. You want to go to the doctor and the doctor juke up your hand? Because when you have diabetes, every 3 months, you have to go to do your A1C. I don't know about you, but I freed an eagle. One of my arm, they can't even find the vein, but one, they could see good, and every time I go, I tense up. Listen, we're going to make them starve. And all of them who making medicine to pump and give you the pill doctor them, we're going to put them out of business, because we're going to take care of our health. We're going to take care of our health, all right? So I want us all to take care of our health, track your activity, eat well, man. Fall in love with your food. We will have challenges. We will have challenges as we make changes. Oops, thank you, Dr. We will have challenges. We will have challenges, but there are ways to cope. We're going to think about ways to cope, because most of you here are Jamaicans, and we are Black people. We come upon the road of hard knocks. And as we come upon the road of hard knocks, we have found ways to resolve our problems, right? So this evening, I'm just going to encourage us all, even if it is tempting to eat the wagga food, cut your yai past it. Cut your yai past it. And make your vegetables your best friend first. When you're eating a little starch, you take a little bit, and you make, and don't use the protein as a watchman pan the top of this something, because you need the protein to give you the energy and your muscle. We Jamaicans love use protein as watchman pan the top. No use it. Give yourself quarter of your plate as your protein, not a puke of it as it. Okay? Any question? Yes, Doc.
Good afternoon, everyone. If just for those online, we'll take anyone in here have any questions? All right, for our brethren online, our visitors, if you have a question, if you unmute your mic,
we should be able to hear you in here. We'll take about 3 questions. So the privilege is given to you now. So we'll take about 3 questions and then we'll close out this session. Just thank you to Ms. Rodney.
You're welcome, sir.
We're going to take 3 questions.
Nobody has any questions. They understood clearly.
Or you can type out your questions in the chat.
Oh, portion size too. I forgot. When we're talking about food, when we go to the part about eat well to prevent T2, portion size, portion size, portion size, portion size, portion size, portion size. Portion size simply means the amount that you eat. So the amount that you eat can definitely decide whether your blood sugar level spikes or it remains normal or stable. And as my mother said, just tighten your belly. And if you feel hungry after you eat, drink some water. And the water fill up your belly. Trust me, it fills your belly and also it flushes your system. Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Theo, if you look on the screen behind you, he's asking, is there an age limit to the program?
No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, because there's definitely not an age limit, because as we notice now, diabetes is no longer the disease for the young people. For the old people, they are noticing that much more younger children are having type 2 diabetes or become diabetics.
All right, thank you. Any more questions out in the Zoom universe? If you unmute your mic, we will be able to hear you.
What are some of the symptoms? The symptoms vary though, you know. All right, so as I said, one of the things about when you are diabetic, I don't know if you've ever heard anybody keep saying, Lord, we're just tired, so. And every day they complain about how they're tired. They may be tired because of what they are consuming. So they eat a lot of bun and cheese and soda and every juice that them hand can lay upon. And then now all of that goes into the bloodstream. And when the blood sugar is too high, it makes it very thick. So it's hard to go through. So then it doesn't, instead of you getting the energy from the food, as they would say, you see all those sugar, all those food with a lot of sugar? We call that dead food. So the dead food make you dead. In that you become very lethargic. You feel tired. You have no energy. And another thing, excessive thirst. You're thirsty, and all you drink, you just thirsty some more. Especially if you drink a whole heap of sugar, a sweet food. Then also, sometimes your eyes start to become blurry. Your eyes become blurry. You say, what happened to me? What fancy, man?
Too much
Blood
sweet.
sugar. Another thing, you just brush against something and it irritates your skin. Then your skin, sometimes it breaks out. It can't heal no more. You start having nerves problem. That's an itch, sir. All over. That was how my brother was diagnosed. We did not know. It was so weird. Years ago, he died from 2000 and he was 33 years old. But when he was diagnosed, we just couldn't understand why he kept itching like that. We thought because we were going to the bush with the goat, we thought it's courage. Yeah. Go itch. Yes. So we thought it was courage. But then my mother said, no, man, something wrong. My mother,
Mama, you go to hospital, you know, Mama. Want it up all.
I think you said you're in the medical field in the in the cream. You were going to say something? Yes, I
Well,
want.
you
Thank you.
know, really
Urinate a
thinking.
lot too. So you'll be urinating a lot. And also, sometimes when you urinate, the urine could smell fruity. Has an odor, sweet. And them say, sweet bad. Smell it. And yeah, fruity smell on your breath. Yeah. Yes, sir. Any more question? No.
Symptoms of diabetes, and you mentioned the thirst.
Yes, miss.
I just wanted to have a thirst. Diabetes, one of the causes our bodies. That's correct. And
Eating right is
one of
not good
the
neither, you know.
signs of diabetes
Eating the
is
food
the
late at night is
thirst.
not
The
don't good.
body is trying to tell us that we need to intake liquid.
Beggars have no choice.
Yes, I know.
Should be
You eat
water.
early. That's the
Water will flush the system.
that's the first thing
Just
I'm
like if you have something that is very, very sweet and you put water in it to dilute it, that's what happens when you drink water. So the more water you drink, the more urine you're going to be making. And every time you urinate, you're going to be passing out sugar.
Yes.
So the water literally flushes the system and gets rid of the excess sugar.
So true. So true.
So key is water intake. Start drinking as much water.
Yeah.
Usually now, people when they get thirsty, they go and they drink something sweet, like sodas or juice or whatever is on the market.
All that does though
And
is
that
put
just
weight.
makes it worse because you're adding more sugar to the sugar that is already in your body. Second symptom is the frequent urination. You get that urgency that you have to go, and sometimes you can't even control it. But by you urinating, the body is causing you to lose the sugar. The more you urinate, the more sugar you're going to pass
Okay.
out.
Thank you so very much.
So
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And as she said about the water, one of the things that they do when we have students who are when they're children and they become diabetic, they're juvenile diabetic. They have, they use a lot of water. So once they get their insulin in the mornings, they can't give them the insulin and not, until a certain period of time. But they will tell you as the teacher, ensure that they drink a lot of water and it helps to flush it out and bring their blood sugar down. Yes, Pastor, you had something?
Yeah, I have a question from Evangelist Millwood. She's saying, greetings to the household of faith. Can restrictive feeding, or I guess this is intermittent fasting, because she put intermittent fasting reverse one's blood sugar?
It is, there is a part in it that, I don't remember which one of the sessions where it talks about the fasting. But we have to be very, very, so as I said, I'm not a medical person, so I have to be very mindful of that. If we are fasting, we have to know our bodies. So if you know that you are ill and you have to take medication, pray to the Most High, ask for guidance, and do what your body can accommodate. And some people would recommend, like when you are doing fasting, like intermittent fasting, they will say use vegetable juices. And the vegetable juices, there's no sugar and all of those impurities, and it helps to flush the system along with a lot of water. So I guess so. Yes, sir.
Final question for me. With the
Come
sweet,
on,
right?
come on.
Yes, sir.
You can counteract it with the Cersei, right? Like say you drink Cersei one time a week.
I don't know about that. That's what a lot of Jamaicans say. Because, sir, let me ask you this. So you drink 164 liters of no of whatever juice, a soda. Which one you drink? No, which juice you drink? Oh, okay. So you do natural things. All right. But when you're doing the natural things, even though it's natural, it is not the processed sugar, and it usually gets out of our system much faster. But because some of us, our taste bud, we like it when it's very sweet. Also, we have to be very mindful. We talk about our smoothies that we're making, and the smoothie loaded. It have mango. Mango is very sweet. So as diabetics, when we talk about the food we should eat, mangoes is something that you have to be careful of as a diabetic. Ripe bananas, strawberries, there are some that you do. And again, portion, man. Come on, man. You don't have to eat one whole, you don't have to. Did you know that you could eat a half a ripe banana and you still get the nutrients you're supposed to get? You can't eat 3 strawberries and still get the nutrients. You can't eat a little piece of mango, a little slither of mango, even for just get the taste. You don't have to eat 6 blackie and 2 East Indian and 2 No. 11. And then when you're done, you're hot like a 90-year lover. So you're fun. And you're fun and you're fun and you're fun and you're fun. And then you say, Lord God, how me feel so tired. Your poor wife sleeping whole night with one eye open, so. Because she afraid. Because she wonder, no, I'm talking real like my brother. She wonder if your blood sugar gone up high. Because you can go in diabetic coma too, right? So you have to be careful. So God has made us to eat these things, but eat them in moderation, though, man. Come on. And don't eat, you don't have to eat. So you don't have to eat mango. If you're going to choose, you say, okay, I'm diabetic or I'm pre-diabetic. I'm going to take a slither of mango. And maybe another day you take 3 strawberries. Some of you have to take everybody one time? For real? No, sir. That no makes no sense. If you love yourself, you're not doing that. Please. Pastor, they love themselves, right, sir? Right, doctor? You love yourself, right, brethren? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And listen to me. You see, as God's people, we are the head and not the tail. And listen, we're going to teach the doctors that we are going to use the food for the healing of the nation. We're going to use the food to heal our bodies. We're going to eat right. We're going to sleep right. We're going to exercise. And we're going to get healthier. All right? Yes, sir.
Ripe banana, speckled one.
Sir.
Potassium in the banana.
Hold on, better. Make them wear here. Yeah, make them wear here.
Ripe banana, speckled. I used to like it
Yeah.
till I understand it's no good for you.
I'm glad you said that.
And the one that mostly like it kind of greenish, that tastes steamy, that is the one that good. And the doctor tell me, one of the Jamaican diabetes doctor. So I asked her about honey because, it make them a lot of, a lot of the bleeding go to a woolly thing and get the thing and make it. So she said, no, it's sweet. So
Honey sweet.
Yeah, so she said it's not good either because it's sweet. So, I kind of diet myself. And you speak about your taste bud. I can, if a little salt in something, I taste it, recognize it, and don't like it. And if it's too sweet, if it's just a little sweet, I recognize it. So, after you adjust yourself, I'm on a diet really. But my body is the one, so I don't eat the thing them that's sweet. But I like sweet.
I think all of, and Jamaicans also, when we have the special functions, we love all of them pudding there, see? Come on for it. Come on for the pudding them.
Yeah, I wanted to share with you all because we have been miseducated. Anything the Most High makes and have made is good, including bananas. And ripe bananas is how we are supposed to intake it. It's excellent for the heart, and it does not necessarily affect the blood sugar negatively. There is sugar in fruits, fresh fruits, and it's called fructose. And fructose does not need insulin in order to get digested. So the body does not have to work excessively to make the hormone insulin in order to use the sugar that is in fruits, including bananas, in order to give you the energy that is needed. Cooked food definitely needs insulin. The body has to produce insulin in order to digest those kind of food. But anything raw, untampered with by man, if you intake it, the body does not need the insulin.
Again, thank you, sis. But with due respect to your medical training, the CDC recommends that if you are having a ripe banana, it should be a small one or half of ripe banana because of the fructose that is in it. And the overripe ripe banana, when I got the training, they spoke about the overripe bananas. We know that banana is, they call it miracle fruit. It's good for potassium, so. I remember a few years ago, my mom got ill. She just got weak. Nobody knew what happened. When we rushed her to Andrews Hospital, they called me to say, oh, her potassium level was low. She said, they asked the doctor, what should she do? The doctor told her to eat ripe banana. So she said, she tell them, my daughter tell me, say me can't eat some ripe banana. And she said, Mama, just eat a small one or a piece. But me say me not eat no ripe banana because me have diabetes. And then she ended up having to consume, but she consumes like half of a regular size or a small one, but she knows that she will not eat any other fruit with that because she has to be mindful. And thank be to God, she's doing well, but also she drinks a lot of water. So I think that helps too. And especially when we take, this is a side point for us, brethren. When we take a lot of medications, again, drink a lot of water to flush it out of your system. Drink a lot of water, okay? Thank you so very much. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. We want to thank Elder Rodney one more time. Give her a round of applause. Praise the Lord. So as you heard, this is a series that lasts over time, a year. What we have planned to do is Elder Rodney has committed to continuing the series, but it's not going to be a year. It's going to be condensed in maybe like 6 months. So she touched on 2 different things that she would have done in 2 separate series today. So as we continue, she's going to double the series so we can get it in 6 months. So what we'll do is once a month on a Wednesday night, we will have another session. I will print the plan and the goal, and each of us will get it so we can work on that. Thank you, Pastor. In addition, if you want to go back to review the session, it was recorded and will be available on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it. Everybody needs to get a notebook because our health is our wealth. Our health is our, one more time, our health is our wealth. And God has allowed us to get wisdom and to get understanding. So one more time, we want to thank Elder Rodney for coming in to share with us I'm very grateful for her time today, and we will continue this series. We will also plan as a church to see, we're gonna come into agreement about how many pounds we wanna lose, right? And we're gonna work towards it as a church to that goal so that we are healthy and wealthy. God bless us in Jesus' name. At this time, we're gonna take another break and transition into our fundraising movie night. So